The proposed site in Bedfordshire, 46 miles northwest of London, and Universal's bought around 476 acres in Bedfordshire, close to the town of Kempston. It was previously home to a brickworks and includes some farmland as well. Let's bring in our business presenter Ian King. He's here with us, and we should remind our viewers that, of course, Universal Studios, a sister company of Sky's, both owned by Comcast. So, Ian, what's the sort of potential timeline and scale of what we're talking about here?
Well, this is a colossal investment, potentially by Universal. They haven't put a precise number on it, but the initial stages, you're talking several £billion. If all goes well, then the site would be up and running by the end of the decade. There are a few hurdles to jump through. First of all, I should stress Universal haven't made a final investment decision yet. That's contingent on a number of things, but not least the planning process, which is very, very interesting, actually, the route that they've gone down. They're going for what's known as a special development order, which means that the final decision on planning consent would not be made by the local authorities, who I should say are both very, very supportive of this investment, but it would actually be made by the Department for Levelling Up, Michael Gove's department, as things stand.
In terms, it sounds quite quick by the end of the decade. For what, 476 acres? It must be a Goliath task to build a theme park, one would think. So A, it seems quite quick, but B, how big will the theme park be, I guess, relative to any comparisons? Well,
you've talked about the acreages there, Wilf, but in actual fact, the footprint that this would occupy would be fairly small compared with Europe's biggest existing resort, which is Disneyland in Paris, which attracts some 15 million visitors per year. By the UK standards, it would be fairly sizable. The site has been cleared. The brickworks to which you referred they closed in 2008. And were finally demolished in 2021. And Universal have actually done a fair bit of work clearing the land already. I've been speaking to Paige Thompson. He's head of new ventures at Universal Experiences, and here's what he told me. You can see actually the site in the background.
We're currently doing a feasibility work to determine whether this project makes sense for us or not. We definitely need the infrastructure improvements to allow the millions of people we expect to come to the park to get here easily and conveniently. Aside from that, we just need to make sure the financial analysis makes sense. We've been doing a lot of work here on the site, environmental studies, archaeological studies. All of that's progressing very well, but all these pieces need to come together.
Now, there's a big prize here, Wilf, and the news that we've got today is that Universal have put a number on what they think the economic benefit for the UK would be. They've done an analysis under Treasury guidelines, and they say that this could be worth in total nearly £50 billion to the UK during the construction period and then the first 20 years of operation. They arrive at that figure in a couple of ways. First of all, they say that there'll be £35 billion generated simply by the site, which they say will support some 20,000 jobs in all. And then there's a £14 billion on top of that, which is the taxes that would be accrued to the Exchequer should it go ahead. They're talking at its peak construction, some 5,000 people working on the site. When it's up and running, there would be 8,000 people working there. They plan for it to operate 365 days a year. And the analysis that Universal have published suggests that for each job created on the site, a further 1.5 jobs would be created in the supply chain. So it is a very big prize should this go ahead, and it's got cross-party support, I should say.
And you'll be focusing your efforts on the economic analysis rather than front of the line to get on the biggest roller coasters.
I think so.
Ian, great stuff. Thanks so much, Ian King.